I've got a 2012 Honda Pilot here. It's the Touring Edition, and you can see I've got looking at the tailgate here, it's really rusted out. Pretty bad. And where else? Kind of hard to see this lighting. Right here as well. And I was gonna see if I could get the inside of my tailgate off and just see what it looks like on the back side. So here's kind of what I'm looking at. And hard to get a good camera angle. Kind of want to get this off so I can just see what's there. I've already taken, I've seen other videos on YouTube with CRVs where you got to pull this top plastic piece off. This comes just straight out. You can see the clips and holes. Looks like I didn't break any. That has to come off, and if you take that off first, oops, probably the wrong side, then the side pieces will, can't tell which side of which. Oh, great video work here, gentlemen. Let's go like that, yeah. So you can see it overlaps right there. And so if you don't take that first piece off, then you can't get this piece off. And again, it just pulls out. You kind of got to monkey with that, the hole and that pull there. And then the side pieces overlap with this piece. Now, so presumably this latch is holding it on, and I'm going to see if I can't pry in there and pop that out. Now the other issue I got going on, so I want to deal with all this rust. I want to see if this will come off. Presumably it does. This bar goes across Pilot, and then this tailgate pull handle. And it's electronic. There's a switch in there, so there's going to be wires. And you pull there, and that opens up. I guess while we're at it, we also have this well kind of rust. I don't know how hard I want to go after that. So that's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Once you get your pry bar in there, push down on those clips. I had to use two and it popped out. It looks like I'll be able to unplug that. Just screw in there maybe. So that wasn't too bad. So I got this opener popped out. You can see the 3 clips on top. 1, 2, 3. And it looks like I should just be able to push in right here and slide this out. See if I can do that. Alright, so I got this little strap here and there's a cover, and I've been trying to pry it off from the top side. And it looks like the cover is permanently attached right there, and so the clips are on the side. So you definitely want to go in from the side. One there, one there. And it looks like there's a bolt or a, if you can see it, it's a bolt or a screw there. Appears to be holding my cover on. See it through that hole. I can see it in the daylight. Pretty much got all the clips off. I just kind of started working from one side. You can see, I don't know if there's good light, but this is just mainly these clips. And so I just kind of started pulling. And it's on there pretty tight, but it will come. Here it is off. So there's my problem, my strap. And it looks like it lifts some of the, those are what the clips look like. Looks like I left some of them in the door still, so I'll pull those out and see if I can't get them back in place. One there too. Not quite sure how I got that out. Looks like, yeah, looks like I when it was still in the door, I had to tap it pretty hard like this, and it looks like that finger's broke right there, which is fine. Not a big deal. I've seen that in the CRV ones too. CRV videos. I bought a rivets kit. It was a kit on Amazon, and it had all different kind of sizes, these little plugs, and it came with this handy little puller and these pry tools. I have to admit, it was well worth the $15 that I paid. So There's kind of what it looks like. There's one that stayed in the door and I just pop them out. So probably worth the 15 bucks for this thing alone. So it looks like this little green clip here probably is the wire for the button on that handle. So I'm gonna pull this and then try to rip the handle off. I think these bolts are the only things holding it on. And then these clips are still got it in there pretty tight. So I'm gonna have to give it a pretty good yank. There, he's able to pop it out of there. Classic. Those little poppet, that plastic thing goes in there and they pop pretty hard. I did get underneath it on the bottom side and pried, and they pop once and then pop twice. I had to pull pretty hard. Ooh, I wonder what was in there. Looks, that might have broken off in there. But it's just a plastic clips. Just a plastic clips. I'm not too worried about. Well, it did come off. Unfortunately, it sort of came off catastrophically. You can see that bolt stayed in place, and then this one looks like it was so rusted. It had a little head on there that. Show this. Let's see. The head presumably would slide in there and hold that in place, and you can see it rests off. It's a kind of a square head. It's down in that hole, so I'll probably have to see if I can get a replacement bolt for that. Kind of sucks. Yeah, good luck with that, right? And there's my rust issue. Rusty there. Yeah, pretty rusty there. I don't know, man. This might be beyond me. You know, probably can't make it any worse, can I? Alright, I think this is probably the cable that feeds the, oh, there's a backup camera and a little switch that pops open the glass. And I guess I presume if I unclip these, it'll pull through. This one, you can see that chrome and everything came out with it. Kind of surprised me. Alright. Alright, there we go. Hard to say. Hard to guess. The rest started right there. Water and dirt held it, or that cover held the water and dirt. I don't know. Same there. There. Didn't even know about that spot, did I? This and this. Honestly, I know a new door is like $2,000. Kind of thinking it's in here. I wonder if I can find just a similar door in a junkyard. Is, to be honest, I'm starting to think now. Alright, here's what I'm going to use. This is fiberglass resin, commonly referred to as Bondo. It's sort of like an epoxy where you mix it with an oxidizer and it gets hard. And then here's a fiberglass cloth that I'll cut into pieces. And the plan is to put Bondo on with the paintbrush. That'll make the area sticky. And you put this on, and then you paint that more, probably with the paintbrush, more Bondo. Alright, I decided to tackle the smallest patch first, and this one's rusted so bad it's rusted all the way through. I've got a angle grinder here, and I got a little dremel tool with a pointed bit. Helps me get into some of these weird angles and stuff. So I don't know, man, this is pretty bad, but I'm close. Oh, I'm also wearing a breather and eye protection, safety first. Got my gloves. I probably ought to go put a long sleeve shirt on too. Well, here's where I'm at. I have much bigger holes than I wanted. I'm not quite sure why that's turning yellow. I don't think it's rust. Interesting. That one cleaned up nicely, and that one cleaned up nicely. So, it's a rainy day and the moisture is not real great for any of this. So I guess I have much bigger holes than I wanted. So I guess I'll have to fill those with fiberglass and use the fiberglass filler. So yeah, there you go. So I am putting some rust inhibitor on this. That's after it turns rust black. I don't know. I mean, as much black as I have there, I could probably do a little more grinding. I just don't want too big a hole to fill. I'll put some on the back side too when I'm all done. All right, so my rust treatment is sat overnight. It looks pretty good actually. I did keep the garage door closed. Little air conditioner seep out of here. So that's where we're at today. I'm gonna put some resin down and fiberglass filler and see how it goes. I probably should say, maybe it goes without saying, I have no idea what I'm doing. So if you're following this video for ideas, then I'm probably screwing this up really bad. All right, here's what it looks like after I filled the holes with Bondo and fiberglass. Probably stick a drill bit through those holes and make sure they don't get too hard. I also, I don't know, I got a little rust hole here in the fender well. I ground it out best I could because it's working against gravity. I had a heck of a time getting any fiberglass cloth to stick in there. So I just slathered it with Bondo. We'll see what happens. All right, I've done some sanding. Honestly, I'm not too concerned about how smooth or how nice it looks. I just was hoping to kind of slow down the rust a little bit. I'm gonna put some Bondo glass filler. So this supposedly has glass fibers in it. It's sort of an intermediate filler. And then I have some additional filler, so this is a little bit finer grain. So we'll see how it goes. All right, I actually think that helped. I'm gonna do a little more sanding after this tacks up. So this is after the, what's it called? The Bondo glass. And then I did smear most of this stuff into those wheel wells I'm fighting with. So I guess I didn't really, because I was wearing my breather and my gloves, I didn't really show my mask, how I put on the fiberglass. But generally what I would do is I would paint the area with the Bondo using a disposable paintbrush, a cheap paintbrush. And so that stuff's really sticky. It's about the consistency of honey. And then you put your, this isn't fiberglass paper, but I don't have my gloves on, so I don't want to mess with any more fiberglass cloth. And that stuff's really sticky, and so it will stick in place. And then what you do is you, starting from the center, you gently brush Bondo out, and that kind of stretches it out and makes it tight. And it's been about 2 hours, so this is really hard. There's where some of my big holes were. Sorry, big hole there, big hole there. This is a little recessed. I think I got 4 or 5 layers here, 3 or 4 here. I got 3 layers here. It feels pretty good, so no complaints yet. Again, there's a bar that's gonna go here, so this will all be covered. And there's a big bar that goes here, so a lot of this will be covered. Again, you know, I got like 190,000 miles on this thing, so I'm not that concerned about aesthetics. All right, I've applied the final layer, did a little bit of sanding, and I've cleaned it with the, this is the prep solvent. It's oil and general cleaner. Came with the painting kit that I got. You know, you could probably sand on this all day and just make it silky smooth. I've tried to rough it up around the edge a little bit. But again, you know, I'm not trying to be perfect here. I'm just trying to get a quick fix. It's still wet a little from the solvent cleaner, so I'll let this dry out real good. Sorry, I'm kind of talking around my mask. And then I guess I'm gonna prime it and spray paint it. Oh, I got some, I don't have any good paper. I'm gonna use parchment paper. Actually, I'll probably tape up around, and I gotta tape around the wheels too a little bit. All right, here's where I'm at. Sorry, here's where I'm at. I put primer down, I put base coat down, and I just put clear coat down. You know, this here looks terrible. That should have been sanded better. This looks terrible, but it's gonna be behind the bar that goes there. So, you know, I guess it is what it is. That looks awful, but again, that's behind the bar as well. So, you know, I spent most of my time sanding there, but you can clearly see the patch there. So, hey, you know, I don't know, I spent maybe a day and a half on this on the weekend. So I'll have to let this dry and pull the plastic off. Oh, well, here's a pro tip. I didn't have any good paper to put on to mask, you know, around. And what did I get? I went to the grocery store and I was looking for butcher paper because I like to smoke meats occasionally. And I came home with a roll of, I don't remember. Oh yes, I came home with parchment paper. We like to bake with that. The problem with parchment paper is it's non-stick, so my masking tape wouldn't stick to it all. So this is actually press and seal, which I don't usually like. It kind of sticks to itself when you're pulled off the roll or whatnot. But I tell you what, for masking paint, it's awesome because you can kind of press it into place and it'll stick, and then you can put the tape wherever you want. So I have to admit I'm changing my attitude about press and seal. So here's where we're at. It's, you know, it is what it is. It ain't beautiful, but it'll probably work for me. All right, here we are with most of the tape off. I got some tape on some bolts still. Boy, you can certainly see the tape line there. If somebody was really ambitious, they could get some wax out and polish that up and blend it in. And we may try that yet. Anyway, I got to put the inside back together before I mess with that. All right, I thought I'd give an update video. It's about a year later since my hatchet patch job. This is the outside of the Pilot. It's wet. I wiped it down to get the dust off, so you can still see my tape lines. This is the bar that I was talking about that's got to come off. That came off pretty easily. It's got the backup camera in it. This is the pull down bar. It's got the switch in there. So, you know, I guess it didn't look too bad. I've got a little bit of rust poking through there. Kind of expected that. I see a spot there starting to come through. This looks okay. There's probably some rust behind that bar. I'm not going to pull it off and look. This side doesn't look too bad. You can see my finish work isn't that great. And then, I'm going to show the inside, but I don't have the key. Barnacles. I guess if I had to do it over, I'd be more aggressive about taking more metal out, make sure, well, to decrease the chance that the rust comes back. I guess my attitude is it's probably just a bad piece of metal and metal's gonna rust. In putting together the video, I realized it didn't have really good. I just can't get far enough away to show the door. That's the inside of the door. So again, this piece comes off first, then the left side and or the right side, and then that bottom piece. That's the strap. This pops open, and then this is the piece that'll break because the plastic goes around. There's a latch for the window here, and when you pull this thing, I forget whether it's up, I think it goes down, because it goes down this way because there's a lip here, and this is where that handle's at. Yeah, so that's it.